Tron arse. Sorry, Tron Ares. Actually, no, I'm not sorry because it is arse. Arse! Anyway, it's without doubt one of the dumbest, most pointless, and creatively bankrupt movies I've seen all year. And that's up against some pretty stiff competition, believe that. It's a film that feels like it was made with the sole intention of deconstructing the entire franchise, neatly sidestepping and erasing everything that was set up in the previous film. I mean, I've got plenty of issues with Tron Legacy, but that movie was a goddamn masterpiece compared to this. Introducing a bunch of new characters that are about as interesting as a 3-day spreadsheet convention, played by actors with all the charisma and dramatic range of Bella Ramsey's forehead. And predicated entirely on one concept. Wouldn't it be cool if people from Tron could come into our worlds? No, it fucking wouldn't. And this movie is proof of that. It's proof that not only can Disney not be trusted as the custodians of other people's IPs that they bought their way into, they can't even be trusted to manage their own fucking IPs at this point.
Take off!
Anyway, let's shart this review out like the watery post-Vindaloo anal excretion that it is. Tron Arse is set sometime after the events of Tron Legacy and centres around the rivalry between two major tech firms. Dillinger Systems, overseen by the grandson of the bad guy from the first movie, because I guess major publicly traded tech corporations operate like royal dynasties in this world, and the position of CEO gets passed from father to son.
Right.
And on the other side is Encom, led by strong, diverse female character. Guess which one turns out to be the good guys? I mean, I'm pretty sure that strong, diverse female character has a name, but honestly, who gives a fuck at this point? She's just another in the depressingly long list of empty, generic, personality-free, strong female characters churned out by modern-day Disney. And I kid you not, the actress playing her makes Gal Gadot look like Katharine Hepburn by comparison. She drifts through the movie with the kind of blank-faced stare of an NPC that hasn't had its dialogue triggered yet. She runs with all the speed and finesse of an 80-year-old landmine victim, and by the end of the film, I felt like I knew absolutely nothing about her. And to be honest, I was perfectly fine with that. Oh yeah, and in case you were wondering what became of Sam Flynn, who was the CEO at the end of the previous movie, well, he apparently retired because reasons. Well, I'm convinced. Anyway, both corporations are using magical bullshit laser technology to magic things into existence. In the case of strong, diverse female character, she wants to create beneficial things like crops and medical supplies to combat world hunger, while evil white guy wants to create soldiers and weapons to blow stuff up. Because men bad and violent and women good and altruistic.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Fuck off, Tron arse. The problem faced by both of them is that anything they bring into existence with the magical bullshit lasers can only maintain its structural integrity for 29 minutes. Why 29 minutes? Don't fucking know. It's just an arbitrary time limit that the film imposes. And the only way to overcome this limitation is through the magical bullshit permanence code that Kevin Flynn hid deep within his own computer network like it's fucking pirate treasure or something. Because I'm sure in 2025 we really struggle to replicate the mind-boggling complexity of early 1980s computer codes.
What, are you retarded?
When strong, diverse female character manages to get her hands on the code, evil white guy uses the magical bullshit laser to bring Ares and another computer program called Athena into the real world to recover it from her by sucking her into the computer world and then forcefully extracting it from her brain. Because that's a thing you can totally do, I guess.
Bullshit!
Unfortunately, Ares starts to have second thoughts, disobeys his programming, and goes on the run with strong, diverse female character. So then Athena chases after them and uses the magical bullshit lasers to make one of those giant flying tank things, even though it was many times larger than the building it was created in, so I've got no idea how that was supposed to work, but who even cares? Let's just go with it. Then it all culminates in a big battle between Ares and Athena, where he kicks her arse, gets the permanence code injected into him so he can become a real person, and goes off to start a new life in Mexico or something as Computer Jesus.
Fuck.
Lord have mercy on my soul, for I have experienced Tron arse. I mean, what can I even say about this movie except that it was a particularly unwise way to spend $180 million? It's a film whose entire plot revolves around a concept that nobody particularly wanted to see in the first place, bringing the world of Tron into our reality. You know, there was a kind of magical dreamlike quality to the original Tron, a feeling of setting foot in a truly alien world, vastly different from our own, and embarking on an epic adventure with outlandish characters and visually striking locations. Yeah, the animation was rudimentary by today's standards, but I think that actually worked in its favour. It was literally a visual representation of computer programs interacting with each other. It was supposed to look stark and simplistic and weird. The light cycles and the recognizers looked awesome in context because you understood what they represented in a computer world, but porting them over into the real world just makes them seem goofy and pointless. There was potential to explore the moral implications of creating AI life forms and how they would even begin to experience our reality when they've never even felt physical sensations before, but none of it really goes anywhere. The script's not even remotely interested in picking up any of the philosophical threads it leaves dangling, not when we can have another bitchin' bike chase or watch a recognizer rampaging through a city like it's Godzilla or something, or have Jared Leto acting like he's a modern day messiah. Actually, I'm not entirely convinced he was acting in this movie at all, or if someone just told him, "Your time has come, Jared." I mean, how does a physically manifested computer program even function in the real world? Does he have to eat? Sleep? Crap? Is he gonna age? Will he feel pain? Can he be damaged? I don't fucking know because the movie doesn't seem to know either. Or care. The dialogue is so on the nose that it actually feels like audio descriptions of what's going on, carefully spelling out every single plot point and event, in case for some reason you weren't paying attention. Actually, in retrospect, that was probably a good idea, because my attention was definitely wavering towards the ends. The cast is a sad collection of has-beens and never-will-bees. Greta Lee is probably best known for her voiceover work, and that being the case, she should probably stick to it, because she doesn't seem capable of making actual facial expressions that I can recognize. Evan Peters plays evil white guy who's so functionally similar to the retarded genius from Alien Earth that they're practically the same character. Jodie Turner-Smith demonstrates the same level of acting skill she displayed in The Acolyte, and well, make of that what you will.
Yes.
On the other hand, Gillian Anderson is completely wasted in a role that demands absolutely nothing from her, and a script that doesn't even seem to know why she's there. She would have made a fucking awesome antagonist, but then who am I kidding? The idea of Disney putting a woman into a villainous role is more absurd than James Gunn being honest about the DCU's chances of success. Jeff Bridges shows up for about 5 minutes to collect what must have been a pretty decent paycheck, because he couldn't have put in less effort if he fucking faxed in his performance.
Well, you know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
Ultimately, Tron Arse is a movie that left me with one burning question when it was all over. What exactly was the point in this film? And to be honest, I still can't answer it. It's a film made for no other reason than to exploit another old IP. A lazy, unfocused, unimaginative rehash of something that's already been done way better. Adding nothing to the franchise or the discourse around it, and delivering nothing to the audience except 2 hours of fucking soul-crushing boredom. Do yourself a big old favour, save your money, and go do something more productive, like laxatives. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Go away now.